Welcome to Tabletop Topics. I'm your host, Jeff.
And of course, Jeff. Guys, if you want to catch and watch our ugly mugs on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Deezer, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and now YouTube Music. We also have our YouTube channel, one word, Tabletop Topics, our Triple T's Clips channel, and our TikTok. So if you click on the links, it'll take you directly to the episodes. And of course, we have timestamps so you can navigate throughout. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and of course, leave us a comment. Again, guys, thank you again for joining us at the tabletop. Let's jump right into it.
I feel it.
So, Tuesday's episode went very well.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun.
Even though you felt like I wasn't saying anything.
No. Jeff, it's not that I didn't think you were saying anything. That's tough.
No! My buttons.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, man. My buttons.
Well, yeah, it's not that I didn't think you didn't say anything. It's just, I don't know. I just felt, maybe I was just way too immersed in the conversation.
I think you were, and then I think you didn't realize that I was having a conversation. I was listening and like responding to certain things that they were saying, but I guess it felt like I wasn't really saying anything.
Word, I feel that.
But I actually was.
I feel that. At the end, though, I kind of felt, I don't know, because we got to have this conversation.
Okay.
All right, so earlier you asked me, and you were like, do you feel that we should delve deeper into intersectional dynamics and stuff like that?
Yes.
Because I do know near the end of that episode, I kind of brought it up, and it took everyone by surprise.
It was it was like super left field, because I know, I'm not saying, we're not a broadcast, we're the People podcast, we discuss
right
every topic, so I'm not trying to say that we're categorized in a specific box like most dating podcasts or broadcasts that try to help
we're not.
But again, too, at the same time, we do dive into everything,
every avenue of life,
and that does include intersectional dynamics between male and female, how today's society views how they are,
right.
And
I'm not here to feed you my opinion. I just want to have the open conversation. You know what I'm saying, on like how different people like view, just dating, relationships, and stuff like that.
And of course, our super old videos, which a lot of our new subscribers don't know about, if they went back in the
right. We've had this conversation multiple times.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
But it's not something that we focused on 100%, like the entire 40 to an hour episodes that we usually do.
Right.
So no, that's why it kind of caught me left field. And then you just kept asking me yesterday, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." It's just
because in my mind, I was thinking, "Oh man, like, dude, you really ran out of shit to talk about." I was just like, and that's how I internalized. I was like, "Oh, he probably felt like I just ran out of shit to talk about, so I just pulled this out my."
Do I ever look like I
don't fucking know. I don't know what's going on in your cranium. You can show me your face could say one thing, but in your mind, you know what I'm saying? So like I just wanted to kind of clarify that, especially with our audience as well. Like, this isn't something where it's just like, oh, I just want to talk about.
It isn't something we're gonna bring up every single day, and we're gonna
I want to talk about manosphere shit and dating.
It's dying out anyway. It's just people are just trying to keep it alive, and I think that's like at the end of the day, that's why like certain podcasts will focus on male improvement, but others will talk about the dating dynamics between male and females in today, because now they have X and now they have
I'm not here to tell you how to be a man or how to be a woman. I just want to talk about what is the reality of what is taking place today, you know, and how do you feel about that, or how does that affect you, or how do you navigate that world? And what are side effects that you notice or you believe come from the way dating happens today and relationships happen today. And that's usually the angle I'm coming at it from. It's not even to be like, oh well, all men do this, or all women
are awesome, women are trash, or women are awesome,
this is their role. These are our roles.
This is the 1950s.
That should be wild, bro.
And this is how everything should be.
I'm not here to debate what gender roles are. It's just like I want to understand like how do you perceive today's,
Mm-hmm.
you know, today's dating market, today's relationship market. But I think Monday's episode was Monday. Tuesday's episode.
This is where I put my.
Don't worry, it's coming up in the background. I promise you. I had to like
Our soundboard, we had to restart it again, but we'll get there.
every single time we plug some shit into this damn USB hub, it shuts the whole computer down. I hate that shit. I hate that shit.
No, I feel it.
You know what I'm saying? But what about you? How do you feel, man?
About
What are your takeaways from
Tuesdays?
Yeah.
No, it was very, like I said, it was the first time I met Coop, and then it's cool. I hope he can come on again.
It's cool folk,
And
bro.
yeah,
cool
for sure,
people.
And especially for his age, like the way he thinks is completely different. Like, cause how he was explaining his dad too, of course. Like his dad is like 72 years old. I'm like, wow, his dad is older than most Gen Zs are at their age that they are. And I remember you were telling me
Is he Gen Z?
Yes.
Right, because he's Julie's age, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's the
Yeah,
beginning.
That's different.
Yeah.
That's different.
Today's dating market is ass. Of course, Big already chiming in. Tell us how you really feel, buddy.
How do you really feel, Vic?
Yeah,
What's your solution?
Yeah,
man?
exactly.
How do you tackle?
Yeah, it's
How do
ass,
you
but
tackle
like, what is the solution? Is there like a proper way to vet somebody? Is there like a certain period before you actually start dating somebody, or is it just right into it? And it's like, what is your expectations? But no, because like I said, the way he was thinking, like it was like a white version of you. That's what it was. Like what you were saying last night. You're like, he's me, but younger and all that stuff like that. So that was very interesting because your dynamic and your flow actually went.
Right, he actually
hand
has
in
like
hand.
layered thought.
Yes.
There's layers to his thoughts.
Yes, exactly. And it's
Well,
like,
then again, that's all my boys.
yeah, and it's like if he didn't know something, he would ask or he would question it,
Word.
or he'd say, "Can you explain it to me?"
Word.
But no, Coop is very cool. For the first time in actually meeting him, and I felt bad because he first saw Bruce and his hand stuck out. So
he has that past experience because the first time,
okay.
first time he met Bruce was when we were at Mom's place.
really,
And,
and Bruce was more aggressive.
and not more aggressive. He was just like, I don't know. It was just a different time. The atmosphere was weird. You know what I'm saying?
Was I not there?
Nope, you were at work.
Gotcha.
You were at work. And this was when I had designed the T-shirt for him. And
Okay.
yeah, he came. He drove all the way down here from like Orlando, bro, to pick up the T-shirt. And then the first thing that happens, I open the door and Bruce just bolts out there. And that
scaring him, of course.
scared the crap out of him.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I wonder if Bruce remembers you. But no, I think Bruce just kind of had to get used to everyone.
People, yeah, because he was always by himself out on the
Right.
street. So
You just had to get used to people.
yeah,
man.
the camera kind of fell again. Technical difficulties. Why does it keep on falling?
I think it's because one side is like mad
Heavy.
heavy. That's what it is. Vic says, I'm a comedian, sir. The way I see it is, if the woman I'm talking to can't make a couple jokes or fake jokes, she ain't it. All depends on what your values and what you want in a woman. Of course.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that.
Of course.
But another question to you is like, would you be dating her for her funniness, or are you looking for other aspects and avenue in that woman, in that said woman?
And the thing is, especially when it comes to values, it's like before you set expectations for your partner, a certain set of values or a certain set of expectations for your partner, evaluate what your values are. Who are you and what do you care about?
You know
You know what I'm saying?
Problem is,
He said the problem is people are hopping in relationships not knowing what they want. Could you elaborate on that? Like not knowing what they want. Like how would you say that? Not knowing what they want.
don't everybody go into relationships
Right.
looking for something specific though?
Okay, so in terms of what? Personal growth, like
Aspirations, goals.
aspirations? Are you looking for a life partner, companionship? Like, what do you want? Are you looking to build? And not just, I just want to not be lonely.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of people jump into relationships because they're lonely,
Mm.
and that's usually like the worst reason.
And I would say, the expectation of happiness is not a thing.
Right, and then they place a lot of the the pressure of them feeling
On said partner.
fulfilled onto the partner.
Yeah.
Like the partner has to fill in those holes that
Yeah.
make me feel, inadequate or
Well, because one thing I would always say I hear is, I want to be happy in a relationship, and it's like, okay, like you said, if you're not happy with yourself, then you're never going to be happy in a relationship. And if you put the expectation of being happy on your partner, then you're always going to break up with that one person and then jump into the next relationship, because relationships is not about just being happy. You have to
right.
be content with yourself before you can be happy in a relationship. So there's ups and I believe there's ups and downs in relationship. It's not happy 24/7.
Right, but it's that whole, lens, that rose-colored lens of the cupcake phase, I guess you would call it, where
Oh,
people get
honeymoon.
right, where people get the most dopamine, the most
Pleasure, all that
pleasure
stuff.
out of being with a new person for the first time.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but once that kind of fades away, it's like, what work are you willing to put in?
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
It's not like every day you wake up, she's gonna be in a good mood, she's gonna be happy to see you, da da
Mhm.
da, this and that. You know what I'm saying?
Feelings change every single
feelings
day.
change every day. You know what I'm saying? One day you could wake up just not feeling it. You could just be extra tired and some bullshit happens. You know what I'm saying?
But if
Like,
your goal, if your significant other if you wake up every day and your goal is only to say, okay, how am I gonna make her happy today? Then you don't need to be in said relationship, because then you're just putting away what matters for you also, and focusing 100% on that person. So you're not really ever going to be happy in that relationship, because your only goal is to make that one person happy, and it's like you're never going to be.
well, some people end up neglecting themselves to.
That's what
Right.
okay, that's what
Right.
I'm saying, but you just
Right.
simplified it.
Right. No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I get
yeah,
what you're
yeah.
saying.
You just simplified it.
I get what you're saying.
So
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that's why I like having these conversations. That's Vic says, I personally look for what do you bring to the table. Okay, I look for how does the person present themselves and how do they handle certain things. Is she a hateful person or does she try to look at life from a positive perspective?
okay.
I feel that. Do you want to break that down? What the table is?
Yeah, because it's different for everybody.
So like, what? How would you explain your like what you feel the table is? Because like I always hear that all the time. Bring to the table, and then it gets like usually charged conversations happen from that.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Bringing to the table.
Yeah.
So break that down for me. What do you? What do you believe?
Because a male and female's alkalites are two different things.
Mhm.
We don't have the same alkalites. We don't have the same goals. We don't have the same aspirations. So specifically, what are you talking about? No, but going back to Tuesday. No, no, no. Like I said, I had a really good time. Like we literally spoke specifically about certain things, especially what's going on in today's society. Um, and like you said, uh, this generation is struggling, but it's like we're crying out for help. But it's like, who can help us? People that, and like again, I agree with Coop when he's like, there should be a limit, and every generation should have. Every generation
Like
should
in terms of, uh,
of influencing whatever generation we're in's future.
right.
Because if you're gonna take what you believe in from your time and try to apply it to 2050, let's say, it ain't gonna work.
I get you.
You see what I'm saying? Keep the old policies that are there, but either tweak them a little bit or get a younger generation to be like, all right, this is what's going on with the young people today, and this is what we can do to make their lives better. The soundboard opened up.
Sweet. So, but how do you reach like a? How do you convince people of that? Like to give up, their, how would I say, their authority over, how the rest of their life is going to be dictated.
Um, I don't know how they can do that, but it's like you trying to force your ideologies or what you believe in into a generation that didn't live in your time. You see what I'm saying?
I got you.
So it's like I know boomers and of course older millennials that you know how this new generation is with pronouns and stuff like that. They don't.
Go ahead.
They don't necessarily believe in it, but it's like that is literally something that they're like, oh, that's not a real thing. This is not that. But in their minds, in these Gen Zers' minds, in the young millennial minds, they believe in it. So it's like
I don't even think there's a such thing as young millennials anymore. I feel like millennials are what 25 up,
24 up.
24 up. All right, cool.
Because Julie's 25 and she's a Z. Oh, no, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, that's it. They're all done.
Yep. Welcome to the club.
Well, I guess I'm not young then.
Welcome to the club. Here's a bottle of Osteo Biflex. What the fuck?
Bro, I still got good knees. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Because you're just built different, sir.
I don't know what you're talking
What
about.
the fuck?
I got more weight on my body than all you guys.
Jeff, you were born a fucking Hulk. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
With pillows.
You were born a Hulk, sir.
Yeah. So no, it's just things like that. So that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know how we would be able to do that. It's just a dream. It's like a if and but.
Right, it's nice to dream.
It's nice to dream. It's nice to, but it would be not, in an ideal world. That would be something that would.
Vic says everyone has different opinions. Mine, I look for a working female, someone that is not lazy. Do they bring drama, negative energy, or does she bring positive vibes? What are her goals? Okay.
Okay. Well, I feel it.
I feel it.
Because a lot of people, a lot of generic men that say, "Oh, she doesn't bring anything to the table," then that's when they start naming their acolytes. Oh, I work hard. I have a degree. I have this and that and this and that, and it's like, okay, that's basically you and everybody else that says that, and I'm like, okay, but I like Vic's answer.
I feel that. I feel that. You just want someone driven to not be sedentary, to actually like have aspirations.
Does she have dreams and goals? Is she one of those females that don't want to do anything? Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I would say in my opinion, even if you don't work, at least have.
I don't think anyone wants a partner that does nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Even if you don't,
you don't want to babysit someone.
Well, yeah, for sure. Like even if you don't work, at least, what are you good at? Like remember when I talked about that? I'm like, what are you good at outside of
develop some skills?
Right. Exactly. Like what are you good at outside of work? Are you good with finances? Anything like that? Anything that can help, like either contribute to whatever I'm doing or anything that you're good at that we can work on together, that you can like create a small business for yourself and we can work on that together. But I agree with that.
I feel that because sometimes the number one trap is it's like, of course, everything is looks, so it's like, oh,
well, yeah the first thing,
like, oh, you're pretty,
you know what I'm gonna say, man. When I hear I fall in love with personality, I'm like, bullshit.
Eventually, yeah.
I need a bullshit button. Bullshit. Yeah. Bullshit.
No, because like,
eventually, man. But what is the first thing you look at when you see a person?
Their appearance.
Okay.
But it's like all that is subjective.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, what are we? Like, what conversation is there to have?
Exactly. That's the second step. Okay, your looks captured me. All right, now let's have a conversation. Are you gonna make me lose brain cells, or am I gonna fall in love with you more?
But that's the thing. It's like sometimes it's the whole rose-colored lenses thing. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes if someone's attractive enough, you're not gonna care what the fuck they're saying until like later on you the dopamine goes down and you sober up and you're like, we didn't really talk about anything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think I'm different.
Don't be that nigga, bro. I'm different. I'm him. Let him. I'm the only one. I would have done it different. What the fuck?
Shit.
No, what the fuck?
Shit.
That's like the whole doomsday prepper shit. I get the same vibe. The motherfucker's like, I'd have been different. Yeah, I'd have been different.
Shit, man. I bet.
Gonna stress me out and leave when times get rough.
No, read the one before.
Oh. You see a lot of people, both men and women, that are lazy and don't have the mental state to do anything. I want a woman that's gonna love and support me, even in the dark times. Not a female that's gonna stress me out and leave when times get rough.
See, but that's the difficult thing, though. It's like, how do you know?
You never know.
That's the thing, and it's like, I think that's why this is my own personal belief, because I made that cardinal mistake. Just jumped into the relationship, looks, gave me the good sweet nothings, all that stuff like that. Jumped in it, found the red flags afterwards, and like, there's a talking stage that exists where you can vet somebody, make sure they're who they say they are, make sure they're not pretending to be something they're not, make sure like, I'm not saying they divulge their secrets or anything like that, but you're actually in the talking stage. You're just getting to know the person, whether you go out to the park or you get some coffee or you just have a conversation over the phone, screen share, meet out at a hangout, video chat, anything that you got to do in order to understand who she is as a person, as a whole. Because a lot of the times, the biggest issue with a lot of guys, because we're the ones that approach, a lot of issues with guys is we're captivated by their looks. We ignore the red flags, like you're saying. We jump into the relationship, then we find out what she really wants or what she's really about. If you ain't got that money or you ain't got none of that.
Go ahead.
Oh, if you ain't got that money or you ain't got none of that stuff that she needs, then it's like you're in a relationship where you don't want to be in it. You're wasting your time, and time is something that's valuable and something that you don't get back. So I would say properly vet that person, because yes, we can look for the ideal, but sometimes we'll never get it, and it's hard to find. That's what I would say.
The Stork says, random question. Here's a question for your brother Jeff. I know he used to vape, and so did I. I switched over to Zyme, the Zen pouches, and I was wondering if he's ever done that. Nicotine has a lot of good and bad.
Crazy. That's Nick.
The thing is, for me with the Zen pouches, like, I have sensitive gums, so they just burn the fuck out of my gums. Like, I actually did try those, and
does it recede it?
What do you mean, the gum line?
Yeah.
I haven't done it long enough, and I haven't done any, like, background research on it. I just had a boy who told me, hey, I've stopped vaping, I've been doing these Zen pouches, but I don't know. I'd have to look into side effects on nicotine and oral health.
Well, we were just watching a video on Ozempic on how it will stop addiction too. So, I mean, if you want to stop cold turkey,
oh, that Ozempic shit.
Start taking Ozempic. You'll lose some weight too, but
no. But for me, Zen pouches, I don't necessarily use them. Any nicotine pouches, they just they irritate my gums and my tongue.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So, I usually try to stay away from those.
I feel.
Continue off what you were saying.
No, because he was like gonna stress me out and leave when times get tough, and that's why I'm saying for you, the Smoking Reaper gamer, I would vet that person for at least 3 to 6 months before you actually get into an actual relationship. But that's just my personal opinion. Everybody is different. Some people do 2 weeks, some people do 2 months. I would say 3 to 6 months, so you can make sure that she is who she says she is, and she's not just and it's not just the honeymoon or butterfly phase like usual. So
that ties into what I said earlier about getting to know the person. Talk to a female for 3 hours and you'll see all the answers you have.
Yeah, but remember, women are better at lying than men are, and that's not all, but some women are better at lying than men are, and they can show you what they want.
Right, we're all actors.
Yeah, exactly. At the end of the game, at
the end of the day,
we're all playing a game. We're gonna show people who we are.
Not a game, a role.
A role.
We're
trying to show people who we are not, which is why sometimes men will lie about their profession and women will wear makeup and lie about what they look like. It's like the equivalent of each opposite. So we're pretending to be something that we're not. But at the end of the day, that's why I always say when you go into a relationship at the beginning, be honest with each other. especially if you're interested in each other. But if you're lying at the beginning, you're gonna have to keep remembering
the lie.
Yep, and yep.
you have to keep remembering the lie.
Keep remembering the lie. Keep continuing that lie. So I would say, and that's why I'm not saying like, oh, I murdered people, like drastic, ridiculous, like an extreme. I'm not talking about doing the extreme of being honest, but it's like the little things, like what you do for work, what do you like to do for fun, this and that. So like little things, and if it doesn't work out, you're not interested in each other, then move on to the next person. Right. It's okay. You're not gonna die because you're saving time instead of wasting it later on, saying, oh, I have to be with this person, or I have to sleep with this person, or I have to pay to go out with this person. Mm-hmm. I have to do this with this person. It's better to save your time focusing on yourself and what you need to do than to waste your time with somebody that you don't see yourself long term with. I would say that.
But I feel like, what's the point of a relationship if you expect it to be easy?
Relationships are easy, but in today's day and age, this generation,
besides the expectation, like
they treat it like it is. So if it's like, if you're wasting my time, bye, I'm out. Or let me date multiple people so I can see who's the best.
Word.
So because remember, you can never find the best in one person. You find the little things that you
right, and that's where compromise comes from.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? That's why it's like I can't say that, oh yeah, if this person everything is a balance, because you're not a perfect person.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So to go into dating or a relationship assuming that I can do no wrong, and if this relationship fails, it's going to be on the other person.
But remember what we were talking about Tuesday with Coop. Back in the day, in the 1950s, it was a lot of people weren't happy in marriages, but they stayed. Now it's like, if I'm not happy...
Well, women had no rights.
No, I get that.
Right. Yeah.
What I'm saying is, it's like, we can go through thick and thin, but the number one thing is, if I'm not happy, even if it's for like something stupid, I'm not saying that there's not legitimate reasons not to be happy, but there's some stupid reasons not to be happy. But then they're like, I can just leave and go on to the next, or start finding the next before I get bored of this one. You see what I'm saying? I get it, women had no rights back in the day, and I get it, they stayed in the marriages. But what I would also say too is, have the conversations with the older people, because especially if they're not with their husbands, like you'll find that some or most of the women that were in the relationships, regardless of what their husbands did, they stayed through it through thick and thin. Like if it was bad shit, like abuse and all that shit like that, I get that. You see what I'm saying? I get that. But not every situation, like them not being happy back in the day is way different than us not being happy back in the day. Anything can turn that switch off and we're like, I'm done with this relationship.
Right.
It ain't necessarily cheating or abuse or financial this or that.
It could just be I'm bored.
I'm bored. So because the dopamine and the adrenaline feeling of the beginning of the relationship is what I keep wanting. So once that's gone, I move on to the next. So I understood what Coop was saying at the beginning. Yes, they had no rights, but there's probably some of them that had nothing to do with not having rights, not being abused, not being cheated on, or any of that. But they weren't happy in the relationship, but they stayed in the relationship, worked on it, and made it better. You see what I'm saying? But today's I'm not happy is stupid little things.
Word.
The butterfly effect. The butterflies in the stomach. The you don't do a lot. The you're not moving fast enough to make more money. The you're broke all the time. The you're struggling. Because like we said, social media has glorified what happiness is, and in reality it's bullshit.
Everything's materialist.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they don't understand what it means to be happy. They think being happy is materialistic, but it's not. And that's what screws a lot of people over. Because they're like, I'm not happy, I want that excitement, I want that adrenaline rush, I want that feeling, and all that stuff like that. And then it's a cycle again and again and again. You find yourself at 29 years old not doing shit.
Stork says, social media has ruined the modern relationship. Most people can't handle very minimal difficulties because it is not to the tier of what they see in social media. I feel that. That's facts. That's facts. It's the whole ease of access.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? The side effect of ease of access.
Like I said, everybody is on the average people from my age and below, all the way to now 14 years old, has a cell phone, and then the average time they spend on their phone is 9 hours, and the amount of times that they look at their phone is 150 times a day.
Right.
So it's like every time they open their TikTok, their Instagram, their Facebook feed for the older people, the anything like that, everything is either believable or it's a dopamine rush, and they're like, they have that, I want it, let me try it. Now, like they said, this generation is literally all about um, TikToking, live streaming, and making money because they don't want to work. And I get it. You ain't making shit. If you can get like a one-off famous, you build on it.
Because everyone wants to feel like a celebrity.
Exactly.
It's bled into everything in life.
Exactly.
Everyone wants to be a celebrity in every avenue in life.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree.
So it's like, oh, it's weird. It's weird stuff, man. Weird activity. It's weird activity.
That's like now they have this trend going on where this young Zer is making fun of millennials because of how slow we talk, and now the millennials are making videos. Yeah, it's like a Gen Z versus millennials again, like it was like 2-3 years ago. So it's like they're rebuttaling and responding with, well, the only reason why we talk slow and we have coherent sentences is because we grew up in a time where social media,
everything was analog,
and everything was analog. Social media wasn't a thing, and we weren't trying to pretend to be something we're not off the computer. You see, what you're trying to do is yell and do this and try to be like everybody else because that's how you feel like you'll be heard. But in real life, you don't have to do any of that. Just walk outside and talk to a real human being and not be behind the computer. I'm like, damn. I was like, God damn.
Facts. That's facts. Yeah, that's facts.
So you see what I'm saying? So
Vic says, do you see who we got in office? Let me ask up. How are we supposed to make money when my bills have tripled? Yeah, man. It's like I said, it's all layered. Macro to micro, you know, like everything. Of course, everything outside in the world influences the decisions we make personally.
I miss Daddy Trump.
I miss Daddy Trump. Smoke. What was it? The freedom checks.
Yep.
The
freedom
Trump
checks.
Yep. What? Fake stock market.
Hey, bring it back. Bring it back, right?
Oh man, when nobody working.
Yep.
But the stocks was going up.
Mm-hmm.
I love that shit.
I feel it.
That was peak.
Yep.
That was peak history right there. Oh man, Daddy Trump, hey yo. Vic, you tweak, bro.
Pause.
Vic, you tweaking.
No, but no, I feel it because again too, when the elections start to happen again, what are the Democrats gonna do? What is Biden gonna do? He's gonna be like, inflation went down this much %.
That's the point.
And then you're gonna have a random person. Why are we still feeling it then?
That's what I'm saying. Man.
No, man, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And
I feel like I go through cycles of, man, I'm motivated to like help change shit, and then it's just like, damn, I'm tired, bro.
Yeah,
this shit's stupid.
Yeah, because again too, that's what like mom was telling me about 3 weeks ago. She's like, inflation went down. She's like, I get what you're saying, but you're not in the stores. You're not seeing what I'm seeing, where 80% of the prices are going up and 20% of them are just going down.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah, if we're in inflation, it's not going to hit till what, a year or two later.
Mm-hmm.
How are we supposed to live off of that?
That's fact.
So that's what I'm saying. Yes, they're probably and like Coop or Caleb was saying, it was, yeah, it's probably for the whole year, not the month, not the quarter, not the weeks. He's literally probably talking about.
They're just doing comparisons.
Exactly,
right?
And that's basically
because, of course, last year inflation was at a certain level, so anything lower than that is, I guess, positive.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's definitely what he's going to be using when he's going up against whoever's going to be his.
I don't think he's going to be like, he's not going to be doing a normal campaign.
Well, we already got Mitch McConnell fall with like brain dead in it every single 5 minutes, like,
and be on autopilot, bro.
Yep. So
he's becoming a true NPC.
He's devolving back. He's like, I escaped. Now I'm going back in.
His brain's phasing back into the ether.
No, yeah, he's like, I was out. Now I'm going back in. No, but and I think that's what it is, and people are gonna fall for it. Remember what I joked around? There's this guy at that goes around the store doing resets.
Mm.
I tell him all the time. He's like, "You're the fucker that voted for Biden 4 years ago." I'm like, I'm gonna be honest with you.
He sold me something back.
I said, whoever lies to me the best is who I vote for.
Yeah.
And as much as it's a joke, I'm being serious at the same time. Yeah. If the lie is good enough, I'll vote for it. I know both of them are lying. Mm-hmm. So they'll accomplish some things, mm-hmm. but not all what they promise. Because it's always, I promise you I'm going to do this. And I said, Biden sold me the best lie. So I voted for him. It is what it is. I'm going to admit that. Biden sold me a better lie than Trump did. So that's why I voted for Biden.
Right.
But I'm not going to pretend that I'm a Trump person or doing this and that and all that stuff like that. I realized a lot of the stuff that he did. But again, too, we already spoke about that.
We march on the White House if Trump get back. You can do that.
Nah, you on your own, buddy.
You can do that. What the fuck? Did we not just learn what they just did to the last 2,000 motherfuckers who tried that?
You on your own. You can't say it's because they're racist too, buddy.
Yeah, did we not just we're watching the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
we in the same universe, right, Vic?
As much as I understand your sentiment.
Mm-hmm.
We got to find another tactic.
Yes,
bro.
sir. I ain't dying for you.
We can't do the same plan twice. They're gonna see it coming.
Why don't you contact Anonymous and tell them to do it for you? Cyber hack them fuckers.
Oh man, Vic says I say I need to be president. All right, what's your first order of duty, man?
Make everybody part of the empire.
What's the first? What do they call it? Order of something?
Yeah. We're going to make Star Wars Day a national holiday.
Man. Immediately. Executive order.
Executive order.
Immediately.
You wasted your first executive order on making Star Wars the national holiday.
Oh, man.
But, yeah. It's just things like that. Like I said, the best person that lies to me. But, just going back to the whole relationship dynamics, like I said, vet them. Make sure that they're the person for you. There's always going to be likes and dislikes, and, of course, there has to be compromise. There can't be an expectation.
Right. Like, especially when you're meeting someone.
Yeah.
It's like, they're not going to, I'm talking to someone. They're not going to be perfect.
Yeah, they're human.
They're human.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
they
like.
They have mistakes, they have their flaws. But it's like, if you're honest about it.
Like, I get the whole red flag thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But everyone has a red flag.
Yeah, of course. I agree.
So it's like, it's what you're willing to, negotiate on. Okay, I can put up with this.
Yes.
Like, this person has this weird habit of doing this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. I'm pretty sure I have hella weird habits.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
That I think is normal, but to everybody else, they're looking at you like, what the fuck?
Right. You see what I'm saying? The only way I could look at it is the expectations you're placing on someone, the
mm-hmm.
perfect person that you're looking for, put them on yourself.
Yep.
And then see how many boxes you tick off. And if you don't, you need to lower your expectations or better yourself.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Because it's like I said, you can't, there's no such thing. I'm sorry, there's no such thing. You know what I'm saying? As
a perfect person.
A perfect person.
Yeah.
I get the whole red flag, green flag, beige flag, black flag.
It's so flag.
Black flag. What the fuck? What the fuck? Assassin's Creed
flag. No, but I feel it, man. And I think a lot of, because like I said, men are the ones that approach the most. So it's like a lot of guys have an expectation on the type of woman that they like, but then they don't, when they get to it, they don't see it. And again, too, our circle is different because we're the ones that approach, we're the ones that actually talk, we're the ones that communicate.
I think that's the majority of society.
Yes, it's just
internet brain people believe,
That's how a lot of them are. Which is why I always say, don't watch one video and assume that that's how every girl is. Then you're never going to approach. You're never going to approach somebody if that's how you think every female is. If you focus on a specific demographic.
That reminds me of, what's the worst thing she can say? No. She just fucking peels your shit. Just roast your ass, bro. Yeah. What the fuck? It's the worst thing she could say. No.
What did he say?
Vic says inflation would go down 1.9%. I would open up new 400K jobs in the first year. There's work out there to do, minimum wage in every state. All right, so that means taxes going out the fucking roof,
Yeah.
boy.
Gas going down to $2 a gallon.
If you're getting inflation down and open up 400K jobs in the first year. Okay, that's not bad. There'll be other work to do out there. That's convincing people to give people $18 minimum wage. And what's the cost of living?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how would you get inflation down? Like,
Yeah.
what avenues in the
Because what you need to understand is
in the
everything.
market, right.
Since we borrowed from our budget
Right.
for the next 4 or 5 years because of COVID, that's the only reason why inflation is going up.
Mhm.
So we're making up for the difference by bringing up the cost of living, prices, taxes, income, all that stuff like that, which is why we can't catch up. We got free checks, but this is the consequences of getting those free checks.
Right.
A lot of people thought it was free, but it wasn't free. You're just borrowing against yourself, so you have to pay yourself back.
Shit, free's a fake word. Ain't nothing free.
Consequences always happen.
Gas is going back down to 2.09 a gallon.
Just for 1 week.
You opening the U.S. reserves? We're just gonna go through them.
Steal the bar of gold. How many people gonna die?
No, the gallons of gas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's gonna.
Oh,
tap
you're gonna
into
you're gonna touch the U.S. reserves.
The U.S. reserves.
Yeah, if you tap the U.S. reserves, then gas can go down to 99 cents a gallon. But we're never touching those. We're using everybody
Absolutely
else's.
not. You gotta use. Why? Why am I gonna use my own supply?
That's what I'm saying.
I need leverage against you once.
That's what I'm saying.
Gas becomes a fucking limited resource, like
Yep.
a scarce resource. Then we're gonna be trading. The dollar's gonna be backed by gasoline. What the fuck? Bring inflation down to 1.9%. But how would you do anything different than what Biden's doing?
Sounds good on paper.
Right. Because you can immediately say executive order, I'm doing this, I'm passing that. But there's still red tape. Like Congress still has to approve it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like the states have to approve it.
Yep.
You know?
And if it fucks with their money, they're not approving.
Right. Because every sector of the U.S., like every region of the U.S., is essentially a different economy. Like regional, state, local, and even county is a different economy. So 1.9 inflation might look different in California than it does in Florida.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Depending on what their economy is like, what their GDP is like.
Mm-hmm.
But I like that. I like your way of thinking, Vic.
Yep.
Think of solutions. I like your way of thinking.
So when you hit 40, maybe you can jump into politics and see if you can change the.
Boy, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
What the fuck? That'd be amazing.
See if you can change this country, because, like you said, if you're being bought by the big man, then of course you're going to.
And it's easy to say that. A lot of people, and I'm not saying this specifically for you, but and I even apply this to myself. It's like it's easy for me to say, okay, I would do this to fix a certain amount of problem.
Yes.
But once that private interest group comes to me and says, I can change your life and the rest of your generation and everyone you care about, you see what I'm saying?
Then you're not going to do it.
What do you say now?
Yeah.
You have lobbyists, these big corporations come up to you and say, hey, we will fund your entire campaign, give you millions of dollars in donations. We'll donate you a boat, a nice mansion. You get private access to all this shit. We'll take care of your family, your great grandkids, all your friends, your friends' families. You know what I'm saying? Just because they're affiliated with you. But you can't do X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They have 2 years left. You see what I'm saying? Like, what do you do? When the money is put to your face, once the temptation of money and financial freedom and success and power and control is laid out in front of you. Because you can either A, accept it and, of course, become the people you despise, or B, you know what I'm saying, you become an enemy of those
people.
Right.
Just like that one lady in the committee board, the one I was showing you the other day on the TikTok, where she was like, I can break down why you're...
Oh, word, right.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Or look at motherfuckers like... even in the party that's supposed to be for the people, right? Democrats, right? Look at what they did to Bernie. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't want to subscribe to the whole fucking lobbyist ideals. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel that.
So,
well, yeah, it's like I've seen it before where someone in our company was uh, climbing up the corporate ladder, and she basically said, "I'm trying to make it to the top so I can change it." And now that she's there, you hear nothing from her.
right.
And now you're getting the same generic letters, like when the
Them copies?
Yes, them copy and paste. Like the hurricane happened.
The mass email letter.
The mass email. You got so the hurricane happened. You got that the generic letter, and it said sincerely, this person, and then I'm like. And then I looked at my assistant store manager and I said, sincerely, that person or the secretary that wrote it for her?
The secretary, right.
And he's like, yeah, exactly. It was a AI bot or
AI
whatever.
software.
AI software, whatever bot, whatever you want.
Email buddy.
Yeah, so.
We can help you send mass emails.
Yeah, and all I got to do is digitally paste my name on it so you can feel like I actually care about you. And I'm like, that's bullshit. So it's like your mindset, like you said, I agree with you. You go climbing up a corporate ladder to want to help the little people because you understood, because that's where you came from. But then when they throw a stack of money against you and say, this is what you get on top of that stack of money,
right,
you're gonna be like, well, now I can't have the entire company go up against me, so I have to do what they want me to do.
I gotta play by their rules if I want to change.
Exactly. So the change that you're trying to the change that you are trying to implement, that it's not going to happen for the little people. And it's like we're in the same fucking positions that we were in before, because you said that this is what you were going to do, this is what you preached for years, but it's not even happening anymore, because now that you're part of that big old group, it's like fuck the little guy, because it's all about money now. So it's like, or you realize that the change that you're going for, you can't actually do.
Right.
So you're
it
like,
goes against the entire structure of what the system
exactly
is.
Because
the system wasn't built to be changed.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So throw the whole thing out. Throw it away.
So it's like, let me give the generic answers. Let me send the generic emails. Let me not respond. Let me not visit. Let me not do any of that, so that we're now just in the same position that we were in before. The little guys being left behind, and of course the people up top in corporate are getting their money. They're getting paid. They're doing all that shit. They're not struggling any of that, because they're in the $250 to $2.3 million figure range. So it's like, okay, what you make in a month is something that takes me 2 years to make. Must be nice, right? Fuck out of here.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Vic's gonna bring socialism. Vic's gonna bring in socialism.
No, I feel it.
That's your platform, right, Vic? Oh man, he wants to be the next Stalin.
Yep.
Oh man.
Everybody.
Oh man, I can't.
But no, man. That's kind of just to go full circle. That's Tuesday went very well. It's like, but it would be interesting to have more conversations like that. Like I said, especially when we move the production thing.
We need to teach people how to be people, and not just regurgitate online debate.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
what is your actual thought on that subject?
How nuanced are you in the world? Like, how do you navigate the world? Don't tell me how you should navigate the world based on what you keep hearing on the internet and what your team or their team is saying. You know what I'm saying? Like how do you really feel? What gears are turning in your head when you're in a certain setting, when you are speaking with someone? Pull your opinions from that. Yeah. You see what I'm saying, and not what you're expected to say.
That's like and I can use this in a religious sense when I always say, what do you think about the type of experiences and things that people do? And I always say, don't tell me what the Bible says. Tell me what you're saying. How do you feel about it? Right. I understand you can use passages, but
you can still follow the Bible.
Yes, I'm not saying not. I'm just saying, like, interpret it in your own words, not the words of the Bible.
Word.
That's what I always tell them. Especially if we're having like a religious.
Isn't that bad to question? No, I don't think so.
Even religious people question the Bible every single day because they're like, holy shit.
Because everything is just an interpretation.
Exactly, because it all depends on how you interpret.
It's just the best interpretations are the ones that stood the test of time.
Yes, and that's why they say even if you read it a million times, you get a new interpretation off the same passage.
For example, there was a Bible that said, You were put here to be slaves. That was a real Bible that was printed and distributed. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, I get it.
What did he say?
He said, Vic says, I keep trying to tell people, if you piss me off good enough, I have the type of power. I will be worse than the evil mustache man. How are you gonna get into office? Huh?
Yep, that's true.
Murder. Here's the thing, like, you have to be what those guys were like, it wasn't, oh, I'm just gonna come in and just destroy motherfuckers. It's like, no. You have the people. Right. The people have to be on your side.
Yes. If the people are against you, then they will take you down.
Yeah, they'll destroy you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. And the way the internet is, you're getting clipped left and right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, one, you got to combat social media. You have to accrue some type of power and influence to even force any type of change or even garner support. You see what I'm saying? Like, so it's a lot. It's a lot. But if that's the route you want to go, whew, good luck.
It's going to be hard.
Because one thing I learned about humanity, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think people like being controlled. No. Yeah, you can subjugate people, but at the root of it, I don't know.
If they're tired of the programming, they're just going to change the channel.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, we're programmed here now, but I don't think strongmanning it or authoritarianism is a better alternative, to be honest. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're giving more people a reason to revolt or, become enemies of the state, I guess.
Yeah.
It just has to be a balance. That's it.
Oh, shit.
He said it's actually easy, especially right now, to do so. So you see who we got in office right now? Well, very easy to persuade the American people. Well, here's the thing. He's not persuading the American people.
He's not.
He's persuading the big business. That's who he's persuading. The lobbyists. You know what I'm saying? That's the people getting him into power. The only thing we do in the end is cast our ballots, but most of that's coming from, it's like most of that is being influenced by, how the money is affecting you. Them. You know what I'm saying? Them and you. Like, how many ads of them are you seeing on television?
Well, a perfect example is Big Daddy D. Look how the rich people are upset because of what he did with the immigrants of Florida, not realizing they're the ones that are building their buildings that are supposed to be making them money. Now that the buildings have stopped, especially in the Miami area or in the big cities, now they're hating them even more. So they're trying not to support him or support him less. So it's like you got to look at it. It's all about where the money goes.
It's like remember, I still have my people, and we've been expanded. Oh man, I love you, Vic. You funny as hell, bro. Vic, you funny as hell.
He's staying.
Oh man, you see what they did to Young Thug? Stop playing.
Yeah.
Stop playing. Come on, man. The best example I could ever give anybody on like what's the least worst thing that can happen to you if you decide to go up against the government? January 6th, that's it.
Yeah.
Whether you believe it was right or wrong.
And the thing is, how did they find all of them?
Right.
Everybody's
everything. Cell phone, AI, video foot. Come on, bro. Like,
all of them.
Come on. Like, come on, bro.
They found every single one of them since last.
If your face is on the internet, they got you, bro.
January 1st of last year, 2022 to now, 2023. They've been looking at all the camera footage and literally sentencing them accordingly since the
trial started last year.
Yes,
right? Yeah.
Since the trial started last year, they found every single one of them and done it. So it's like,
regardless if you believe it's right or wrong.
Yeah.
Just look at the outcome and just do something different. Mm-hmm. T-Pain, do something else. Do something else.
You want to get mad?
You know what I'm saying? Why can't we do no espionage shit? Why gotta be just straight up guns blazing, we're attacking
That's what I'm saying.
The big X on the map.
That's why. That's what I'm saying. Find anonymous.
Yeah, no, you gotta be covert. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm gonna be on the no-fly list. And shit. They're gonna fucking. You know what I'm saying?
Then you're gonna have to boat your ass across the
You know what I'm
country.
saying? They're gonna fucking red flag my shit.
Yeah.
Glory or Valhalla.
You heard Vic. He said Gloria Valhalla. He's going to go off on guns blazing.
What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm dead.
Oh man, you stupid.
Nah, but you know, it's just that's how you just got to break everything down.
Yeah.
And just understand how logical is it for me to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, how easy is it for me to get away with this?
Yeah, that's true. and it's not because remember when we were watching American Horror Story.
Was it the election episode?
No, not the election.
Which one?
The Indian chick when she was being viewed.
That wasn't American Horror Story. That was Black Mirror.
Black Mirror. Sorry,
Right.
sorry, Black Mirror. When she was seeing the demon that was saying you have to kill 3 people and blah 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 this and that.
Okay.
I'm like, man, it really is easy to murder people back then like that.
Nah, that's great. Oh yeah, because that was during like the whole Cold War
Yep,
shit, right?
The Cold War,
yeah.
They didn't have that technology and all that stuff like that to look
Mhm.
for people like they do today. Like you murder somebody now.
Well, now they're
They find-
retroactively solving crimes.
Yeah, from back in the
From
day.
back in
because
the
they
day.
have the fingerprint technology, the
Yeah.
blood samples, all that
What
stuff
the
like that.
fuck?
So it's like crazy. That's why I was like, man, it's really easy to murder people.
Y'all
back
gotta
in the
realize
day.
we really in the future. They just make y'all feel like we not. We really in the future.
Yeah, we are.
We are in the
We are.
future.
If you pay attention to it, we
It
are.
just doesn't look. It just doesn't have a nice shiny coat on it like Wall-E or some shit.
Yep,
like
I
that,
feel
but
it.
We really are here. It's just I keep telling everyone, Blade Runner. We're going Blade Runner or Minority Report.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Those are only either surveillance state or extreme wealth disparity.
Yep, I feel it.
You know what I'm saying?
What did he put?
Vic says, okay, so we start taking over military base. How? You gotta fight the military. Okay, so we start taking over military bases one by one, state by state. The prize, DC, bigger prize. Me in office. The youngest, littest president of all
Bro,
time.
he by himself on that.
I'm dead. All right, Vic, I'll vote for you.
It's like Naruto
I'll
running
vote
into
for
Area 51.
Oh, you remember that?
Do
bro?
not run
You
into
remember
Area
that, bro?
51. We will shoot you dead.
They said we will shoot you dead. That's crazy. Nah, that's crazy.
That's nuts. No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel it.
President Vic. I'm dead.
Yeah. But you got any final thoughts before we head out? Anything about the politics or the relationship thing?
I don't know.
What expectations should people have in dating in today?
They're human, just like you.
Yes.
If you see that from the beginning, they're not some deity, some pedestal, freaking goddess or god or whatever.
Step outside your comfort zone, your box, whatever it
Right.
is. Whatever you see on the internet is
Right.
not real life. Don't
Right.
pretend it's real life.
Right. You're not playing what do you call those? A dating sims.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong answer. It's just what you're willing to deal with.
And if
put
it
up
doesn't
with,
work
and-
out,
right.
Then that person's not for you.
Right.
Especially for the men out there, because again, we're the ones that approach. But again, based off social media, men aren't approaching anymore. Why? Because of what you see on social media. You think that's real life.
You think it's real life.
So,
You think it's real
Um,
life.
and for me, my advice is, like I said, vet them. Vet them properly before you actually start hang out with them, coffee dates, go out to eat, all that stuff like that, until you're sure.
Right.
Until you are absolutely sure that that's the person that you know or believe you're going to spend the rest of your life with. If not, end it and move on, because you don't want to waste time. Time is something you don't get back.
That's facts.
So that's my
If you're not going into it for the long term,
don't go into it.
not going into it for the long term. Just make it be clear.
Yep.
Make it be known.
Yep.
Make it be known. Transparency
Yep.
saves a lot of
I believe it.
time on issues down the road. If you're just transparent from the beginning and they don't fuck with it. I'm not saying be a dickhead. Like, there's a difference between being a dickhead and being transparent
Yep.
/ honest.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, I said what I said.
I digress.
Take us home, sir.
Guys, Subscribers, thank you again for following us on our live. But guys, thank you again for joining us at the tabletop. If you want to catch and watch our ugly mugs on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Deezer, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and now YouTube Music. We also have our YouTube channel, One Word, Tabletop Topics, our Triple T's Clips channel, and our TikTok. So if you click on the links, it'll take you directly to the episodes. And of course, we have timestamps so you can navigate throughout. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and of course, leave us a comment. Again, guys, thank you again for joining us at the tabletop. You have a good night, weekend, evening, and day, and we'll see you back on Tuesday.
See ya. See ya, Vic.
See you, Vic, and thanks again.
Appreciate you stopping by, man. Keeping things interesting.
Yes, sir, always.